Chapter 2 of The Quest of the Puck of Power. Chapter 2 The Glowing Puck. A sharp bite of wind air flickers. Oh my fucking god, we already started with the sentence again! The sharp bite of the winter air filled Tamara's lungs as she skated towards the edge of the blades. Curve a shadow glow through the glossy ice. The quick crackle breathed beneath her blade, with a distant whisper of the wind, tugging snowbanks. She paused, breathing, misting into her cold. Something flickered on the corner of her eyes. Faint pulse of light nested beneath the snow near the worn boards. Curious, Tamara slid closer. The crunch of the snow muffled by the frozen surface. There it was, a hockey puck unlike any others ever seen. It glowed softly. An ethereal blue radiating that seemed to breathe, pulse gently, like a heartbeat breathing. Its smooth obsidian shell. Pucks are definitely not obsidian, but okay. The puck was half buried, as if waiting pulsefully for her to find it. Chris's voice broke the silence. Tamara, what is this? She didn't answer right away. Instead of kneeling to the reach out, her fingers trembling slightly as breathing the ice surface. The moment her skin touches the puck, warmth shattered through her veins. An electric thrum of energy vibrating, breathing her fingertips. It was though the puck was alive, humming with the power calling to something deeper inside her. Sounds like I just died. Sounds like I just got electrocuted. Doesn't it? A shiver ran down her spine. She pulled her hand back straight as a glow affected with a mix of awe and caution. It's magical, she whispered, eyes wide. I can feel it, but what if it is dangerous? Chris stepped closer, eyes alert and worried. What happened to the shadow, too? Okay. We didn't know what kind of magic this is. It could be a trap. Tamara nodded, swallowing hard. She feel the puck. She feel the pull of the puck, but the fear tugged at her though, like icy fingers was with the path towards or a snarl leading them into something beyond control. Despite the chill in the air, I don't know what's telling me this, but I think it's cold. Sweat prickled her brow. She unknown loomed a large, threatening Yet, breathing the fear was a spark of something strong, curiosity, hope, and the stubborn fight. Tamara's fingers itched to touch the puck again. They understand its secrets of the power. After all, wasn't there what she dreamed of? A challenge that could change everything? She took a deep breath and reached out once more, letting her palm the glowing surface full. The puck responded immediately, the light flickering brighter, spilling icy blue tendrils of energy that danced up her arm like living frost. The rink around them seemed to blur as a low hum filled the air. Again. Tamara, wait! Chris' voices cracked urgently, but the glow intensified, wrapping around her body. Oh, sorry. Wrapping around both siblings in the whirl of shimmering light. The ice breathed, their skates trembled, fainted creek spider webbed around, and the air tightened with a strange electric charge. Tamara's heart pounding wildly as the energy sword tugged at her like a curtain too powerful to resist. The world titled color blending and bleeding into the swirling vortex, panic flushing through their minds, but she held tight to the puck, tensing, pulse, breathing her skin. Then, with a sharp whoosh, the light exploded outward. The rink vanished beneath them, pulling them into a heart of otherworldly portals that shimmered with the endless swirling colors. The last Tamara saw before the world folded around her was the sky, alike swirling auroras, whispering of magic and danger to yet to come. How drunk are we? Okay. The ice breathed. Tamara first began to shimmer with the unnatural light. The glow of the puck clenches tightly in her hand, pulsing louder, the heartbeat reducing through the frozen rink. The air cracked around them. A low hum into the thunderous roar that made Chris' eyes widen with alarm. Tamara, we need to drop it now, Chris shouted, reaching for her arm, but it was too late. I thought the ice rink already disappeared. Didn't that happen on the last page? Anyhow, breathing their skates, the ice trembled violently. The spiderweb cracks raced outwards, glowing with a pale blue light that seemed to pulse in time with the puck's energy. Then, with a sudden struggling creak, the rink's surface split open directly beneath them. The fluorescing widened rapidly of the swirling vertex of shimmering colors. A portal twisted in the endless spiral of green, purple, and silver. It's very strange colors, but okay. Tamara's breathing caught her throat. The pull from the portal was immediately overwhelming and forced the tugged at her chest, yanking her forward to the recklessness strength. Without thinking, her clutched the puck closer. The source of the power now a teeth with not release. Hold on, Chris yelled, grabbing Tamara's wrist as the stumbled towards the case. His grip was forced deeply, not to lose her to the unknown. The wind whisked around them, carrying a bitten chill that bit through their clothes, tagging at balanced. The world titled the world, titled as the portal suddenly intensified, pulling at their bodies with the magical force. Tamara's legs scrambled against the ice, trying to anchor herself, but it was like fighting a storm at sea. Chris knocked withfully as clenched her wrist. His voice tightened. Hello, Kathy. Uh, Tamara fright. It didn't let go. Her heart hembled wispily into the chest. Fear managing into a cratic urge. The glow of the puck light flickered, causing shifting shadows over their face as the portal yawned beneath them like a heartbeat. Suddenly, Chris grasped faintly. The strength that had kept them teethen being to split away as Tamara felt herself pulling towards the gasping swirl of magic. No! Chris gasped, laughing, as the gasp her again. But the portal force was too great. The icy surface beneath her feet vanished completely. Time seemed to slow as Tamara's world discovered into the sneak of the color of the light and noises around her, whispering into the distant echo. I'm gonna say my sim is at work. I have lost my sim. Oh, she's at work. Okay. Echo. She barely noticed the rush of cold air against her skin as they were drawing towards the vortex deeper, trembling through the towers of shimmering haze. The sensation was drazing, a blending of weightlessness and crushing pressure of the squeezing of her chest as if reality itself was unfolding and twisting. Her fingers loosened from the puck, and Ferris the second made her clamp down hardest. To hold on to the other contained her had. Chris had beside her, his face pale, eyes wide in fear. He reached for her once more, the hands brushing the swirling chaos before the portal gripped the portal them against apart again. The portal spun endlessly, colors flashing like northern lights gone wind, and then darkness crept in the edge of the version, as numerous spirals through her limbs, an unconscious tug to down like a silenced tide. Oh, I found my sim again. Before the blackness calmed her full once last image bearing tight in Tamara's mind. The familiar outlines of the rink melted away, breathing a cascade of shimmering aurora and dancing across the sky, it blending her farewell, blocking her towards the Detray. A bit of cold claw at Tamara's chest as the blink awake. The sharp twine of frozen filled her lungs with each other's breath, her eyes flickering open to an alien sky, a canvas of swirling aurora and the painted ribbons of green, violet, and gold across the vast darkness above. The air was crisp and frightened, carrying to hit a pine of something definitely ancient. Oh, I have no clue how many hours I have in Sims. Her spawn on the surface too much, and glazing, it seemed alive, shimmering. Fading between her fingertips. Slowly, Tamara pushed herself upright, muscles anchoring for the fall of grateful to whole. Beside her, Chris stirred, breathing slowly, eyes flickering upon meeting her. Tamara, where are we? His voice was hoarse, trembling with confusion and cold. Um, I actually have no clue how many years. I've been playing this game forever. Is my dude reading a book in the shower? What's happening here? I mean, I know I'm reading a book, but yeah, she's reading a book in the shower. What are the games we play? Among Us, Baldur's Gate, GTA, D&D. Okay. I forgot where I was. Tamara's fingers tightened around the glowing puck, still warm in her palm. Thinking the puck brought us here. The whispering voice barely carried over the cold wind. She glazed around, taking their surreal surrounding platform above the churn so deep vanished into the swirl mist below. Distant mountains peak, drawing through the drifting clouds, their icy ridge glazed under the aurora glow. The cold sped deeper, growing in the bones. The layers close. They're layered close. Tamara pulled in her jacket tightly, swirling as the sheep gust swept across the platform. The unfamiliar environment pressed on their senses like like living things. Aliens, vests, the unpresentable. Chris rose slowly, standing tall to power into the chill, his eyes scanning the horizon near. I'm from Canada. Um, Chris rose slowly, departing the chill, eyes scanning the horizon near the faint movement caught the attention. We're not in any place from our world. This is something else entirely. Did we just get eaten by a tornado and we're not in Kansas anymore? Okay. Um, the sudden eerie howl echoes from the distance of the icy mountains, a haunting sound that rolling through the stillness like the warning. It sent a chill to Tamara's spine between the cold. She exchanged the glance of Chris's both understanding the unspoken truth. The realm was alive with power and danger, and they were strangled on the freezing stage. We need to stay alert, Tamara said, voice stunning into the resolve. Whatever brought us here is not going to let us go easily. I've hit this so it's supposed to follow her, and it's not following her. There it is. Chris nodded, his breath forming a small cloud in the frosty air. And these sounds, they mean we're not alone. Tamara nodded, looked down at the puck again. Light dim, but suddenly a small beacon in a vast, shimmering expansion. Somewhere within this floating ice world lays answers and threats. They were from home, caught between winding and pale, with only each other, mysterious puck, to guide their way. Thank you, Kathy. As the aurora flickers overhead like a silence, Tamara took a deep breath, pushing back the unease. Whenever the realm held, they had to face it together. Their journey had truly began. Tamara's mind buzzing with questions as Chris edged away from the floating ice platform towards the dense tree lines as it bordered the crystalline towers still glimmering behind them, casing frustration rainbow into the shadow dusted branches enchanted forest. Every step crunching softly beneath their feet felt a tense instruction into the world that didn't quite want to be disturbed. She scanned the shadowy outline of the trees, her breath puffing small clouds in the air, as the magic here alive, a very fella and madly in dense echo waiting to be awakened. She wishes she could reach out and understand the contact to learn the rules and strength of the realm before they were swallowed by the unknown danger. I try to stream daily. Matters how I'm feeling. I've been super sick lately, so hasn't happened. Chris's voice broke through, swelling through. Look, he whispered urgently, pointing towards the group, a small shape moving just beyond the trees. Tamara followed the gaze of gasping softly as the creature pranced through the snow. Their form suddenly echoes through the forest in magic of the glow of the soft icy blue pulse, their eyes shimmering like liquid silver. Watching Tamara and Chris with a curious intent, they that sent a spark wandering through them. She crushes the lower hand, outstretched in powerful gaze. There, hey there, she muddled, voice gently. We mean no harm. Am I freaking talking to an alien now? Kathy, I try to stream usually after 4 o'clock during weekdays is usually when I'm streaming. Today, I am reading a very bad AI written book. That was written for me. After chapter 2, I'm going to play Among Us. So if you can stand chapter 2 of this horrible AI written book, we're going to switch to Among Us. Hey, my sim got promoted. Woo-woo! But as stepped towards the fox, suddenly frozen, their glowing form flickering unconsciously with a flash, they melted into the shadows of the forest, vanquishing as a very air had swallowing them whole. Tamara's heart sank. Wait, Chris, calling after them, taking a cautious step into the trees. I thought they wanted to see us. Tamara shook her head slowly, frustrating, tensing her chest. It's like they're afraid. Or maybe magic? They don't want to be founded as easily. She glanced down at the puck in her pocket. The faint pulse reminded her that her realm of power was alive. Maybe it's a test. Chris struggled quickly, scanning the dim forest. Or warning. Tamara nodded her eyes, lingering the empty space of the forest. Foxes had danced moments before. The fuck did foxes come from? Okay, we found foxes now. Her dancing moment before. The creatures were just sky, and they were guardians of the land's secret. Oh my god. Were outside the quick disappearing at the first sight of intervention. A low rumbling, rolling thought of the mountains, vibrating through the frozen ground beneath their feet. It was a deep steady, growing louder with each other's heartbeat. The sound is too heavy beyond an ordinary animal. Chris gazed snapping towards the horizon. That's not a that's not the foxes. Something bigger is coming. Tamara's breath hatched as the cold wind swirling around them, carrying the faint echo of the howl of their heard earlier. The first seemed to hold its breath. The magic in the air creaked with tense. Whatever was approaching the realm was stringing, and Tamara could feel its power tighten and coil around Chris. The fox might have vanished, but the true challenge was only the beginning. Tamara stood in the center of the crystalline tower courtyard. The glowing puck warmed in her palm as the thumping with the steady pulse. The courtyard was a vast circle of ice forming in forming by towards sparkles. The soft light of the aurora overhead casting a pattern across. Um, I do have a job. The frozen ground here, away from an open. Um, her away from the open wind, she felt frustrating sense of control. Of course, the test strength and magic. Now tensing her face, Chris lingering at the edge of the courtyard, eyes sharp, as watching her movements. Be careful, she warned. Be careful, he warned, his voice low. The puck power isn't something to be taken lightly. Tamara nodded, her heart pounding with a mix of fear. She closed her eyes for the moment, centering herself in the lifting the puck upwards. Slowly, she's willing the energy within it to flow outwards. At first, a faint shimmering halo approached above her head. See, I have a halo! A thin of wavering. The translucent ice faded of flickering like a candle flaming in the breeze. Focus, Tamara, she mumbled, trying to steady her breath. She turned hardened, pushing through a sudden urge of violent energy. That breezing breath with her skin tightened to spill over. Suddenly, the shimmering halo castellated into a solid shield of smooth covered wall, sparkling ice, humanoid softly, humming softly. The shield rippled with a rash of exhaustion flowing through her. Chris took a tense forward smile. That's incredible. Encouraged Tamara to hold the puck tighter as intended from the puck illumination, the dark corners of the courtyard. The glow pushes back shadows, revealing the path echoes into the ice, breathing the feet, and glazing of frozen crystal formations raising like jagged teeth behind them. But the magic flick as she pushed the energy further, the shield wavers, crackling faintly to the edges. Tamara bit the lip, struggling to maintain a balance. A sudden spark, raw power through the puck and shield crashes. Ice shatters across the courtyard like shattering glass. Tamara started panicking, raising, but Chris stepped forward quickly, steadying her with a calm voice. It's okay. You're learning. That's what matters. I don't know how this. I have some dude in my house. Why do I have some dude in my house? Bye, dude. This playthrough is awful because I'm not looking at the screen. She took a deep breath, bent her knees, grounding herself. The puck magic is alive. I can feel it pushing back when I try to focus it. Maybe it's a reaction to the emotions. Chris struggled. We need to calm the focus. Tamara nodded gently, down as the puck now pulses softly in her palm. As she, sensing her revive, she closes her eyes again and lets the warmth flow through the fingers, matching the puck rhythm. Instead of fighting slowly, the ice shield forms strong and shimmering with the inner light. A small tug of her lip. Um. She closes her eyes again with a warm flow through the figure, imagining the rhythm of the fighting it. Slowly the ice shield formed, suddenly strong and shimmering with the inner light. A small tug of her lip. Better? Chris grinned. You're getting there. The puck power is yours to command if we learn to listen. As the shield held firm, sudden shape pulses reaction from the puck stronger, the more intense than before. Tamara's eyes snapped open, just in time to catch the faint ripple of the courtyard air. Submitted duration. Is hidden as something or someone was moving beyond the chrysalis wall. The puck glows, thundering in the palm like a heartbeat quickened by an alarm. Whenever pulses was nearby, the puck had sensed it. Tamara strengthened and sparked the confidence burning beneath her. The magic was key. Their eyes were souvenirs and survival and escape. But it is also a living force of wind, and now it was warning them that danger was closer in. Chris looked there. Tamara whispered, pointing towards the snowy plains, scratching beneath the chrysalis tower. They had climbed the tallest spiral, of course we did, and sharp the wind tugging at their clothes, but Vanish Point was worth it. From our frozen landscape uncovered like a vast, gasping map, pushing the darkness shape, moving cautiously across the snow. Okay. Chris squinted his narrow eyes against the bitter cold. Those fingers, they're not animals. Definitely trolls. They're scratching their voices as low and tense, every symbol weighted with concern. Tamara's heartbeat quickened. They must be after the puck. They know its power. We have to stay hidden. Chris said, scanning the field carefully. If they catch wind of us, the puck presence, it wouldn't end well. They crouched behind the jagged crystal on top of the edge of the glowing softly with reference lights. The trolls were hulking shape, clunked cloaks and rough furs, moving with surprising stealth for their size. A heavy boots left deep impressions in the snow, and every often they would pause and gesture towards the horizon, as communicating silently. Tamara gazed, flickering the puck safety in her jacket. It three-robed faintly as the resemblance of the trolls remembered it was light dimming and brightened the pence. I'm building a snowman. The puck's sense of magic, she murmured as warning up. Chris nodded, pulling a small enchanted mirror from the pocket. Fuck did he get an enchanted mirror? In the catch light reflecting the troll's movement without their heading. If they were afraid of the puck of power, they'd be planning something bigger. A cold gust of swept through their spines, carrying the first flint scents of smoke and iron. Tamara, shimmering both from the chill and the glowing weight of their thirst. We can't just run. We have to outsmart them. Suddenly, Chris's eyes caught a stable flicker glow near one of the whispering urgencies. That's a magic trap. A scout must have set it. Tamara's breath hitched. If they had trapped out here, they're running into ambushes whenever we want to or not. Chris figured tightly around the mirror. We have to be smart. Move carefully. Use the puck magic to shield the illumination when needed, but never reveal the location. Tamara swallowed the lump, forcing the throat. The trolls were closer, more organized, and dangerous than they'd imagined. But knowing the gampers into their enemies was cruel. They'd watch their next move. Gather. We can. She's firmly. Then we plan our next step. No mistakes. Chris nodded recently. Agree. We're not just a spawn in their game. We're players. As the trolls melted into the snowy horizon, Tamara felt a puck pulse stronger, almost urging them forward. Danger lurking, but the cautious curiosity and each other they would face in a head-on. The battle of the puck of power had urgently began. Tamara stood on the edge of the flickering ice platform, her breath breath fogging in the crisp air, gazing over the expanse of the mystery realm. Towards the crystalline spears shimmering in the distance, to the enchanted forest, scratching like the dark veins below. Beyond it all was an icy mountain looming, silence, gesturing silence as they still too afraid to confront. Chris joined her side, his eyes brightened with cautious opportunities. We cannot turn back now. The puck of power is the only way home, and only way to stop the trolls' horizon. Fingers curling tightly around the glowing puck hidden beneath the jacket. But what if I'm not strong enough? What if the magic is too much for me to handle? I am just a player from a small town rink. How do I even begin with the trolls living in the realm of their countries? Chris smiled softly, the voice staring towards them, strength below. You're already proven you can control the puck's magic. Those you from reason. Tamara shook her head, frustration and doubt swirling in her chest. Sometimes I wonder if it's just luck or maybe the puck testing me, waiting for me to fail. He reached out, resting a firm hand on the shoulder. Failure isn't the end, Tamara. It is part of the journey. We learn to grow and we do it together. She meant she met the gaze searching the familiar warmth in her eyes. The fear, the gripping her loneliness, just a little replacement by the fragile flickering of hope. Together, she echoes, drawing strength from the unwavering faith. Chris nodded. We know the realm is dangerous, filled with traps and creatures, and don't understand. But the puck of the power is held the keys, not just returning home, but protecting the world from those trolls. Tamara took a deep breath, the cold air flickering her lungs with promise. Then he Then we have to press forward no matter what comes next. A sudden flare of flick burst across the sky of the aurora above the shimmering brightness, painting waves of green violet across the horizon. The colors dancing squirrels casting a glow over the ice platform. A sense slightly in the realm beginning. Chris smiled, eyes flickering, vibrating skies. Looks like the realm itself is telling us it's time. Tamara squirted from the shoulders, feeling the tight of her resolve settled firmly within her. Let's find the puck. Let's find this. Hand in hand, siblings turned away from the edge of the stepping towards the unknown, untitled. By trust, the path ahead was uncontained, but together they would face whatever the magic realm threw at them. The quest of the legendary of the puck had truly began. And that is the end of chapter 2. And that is where we're going to end off Chapter 2 stream. I will restart my stream if anyone's actually watching on Among Us. So if you restart my stream shortly, it will be there.